been a while. How can you quickly kind of build that connection or continue to build that connection with Justin?
You just try to stay involved when in the week say you were not playing. So that's what I try to do. Just ask, just basic questions to anyone, receivers, coaches, Justin, and then that kind of helps the process when you come back.
How soon do you think we'll be back?
We just gotta play it day by day. It just depends on how it reacts to practicing and stuff like that. So we'll just know. We'll just know more information closer to the game.
What's it like after, like a day like today? What expectations do you have? How you feel? What you're doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna do everything I can to play. So my expectation for myself is to play, but I also gotta be smart. So I just gotta make sure that even though I want to really play, like, can't be like, just gotta make the right decision.
What's it been like since the injury? Trying to figure out getting that knee right where you can get back out there and be yourself.
Yeah, it's super frustrating because missing any game sucks, and like especially when you want to like help the team win, obviously, and like you want to just help like the fans. The fans want to win and stuff like that. So obviously feeling like I can help bring that. So it's frustrating being down, but exciting being back.
Chase, a big part of getting you here this year was establishing a relationship and a rapport with Fields. How do you feel that's come along? And what can you accomplish like in the last two games to kind of get a head start going into next year?
Yeah, I think it's progressed well. I think we're closer off the field. Like we're able to like just talk about random stuff, which is cool, and then that makes the on the field stuff easier, just because you got that like bond off the field. So that's been coming along good. Now we just gotta get the timing down for the new stuff that's in.
Even though the numbers maybe aren't there in part because of the injury, do you feel like it's good that you were here now as opposed to like in the offseason starting next year? Has there been a benefit to the Bears acquiring you this year?
Oh, for sure. I'm going to get with Justin and the receivers in the offseason, and we're going to start building this, not only this season, but in the offseason, and I'll be really excited for next year. I hope people haven't counted me out yet. I got a lot to bring to the table.
Do you feel like they have? Everybody's expectations are always so big.
I never look into that things, and I can definitely see why they would. We traded away a top second round pick, very valuable, and I smile because I know it was a great trade for the organization. And right now, however that may look, I don't want to, get roasted for saying something too soon like I have before. But I'm very confident that the fans, organization, team will be happy.
But you're aware that pick is 33 now, right?
Oh yeah. Like
you keep track of that.
I just based off how like this, like the record and stuff, like I know like what the pick they gave away, and no doubt that adds to like my motivation. This offseason will be my biggest offseason yet, and I'm really excited.
What do you hope to prove either these final two games and then this offseason going into next year?
Yeah. What was the first part of that?
What do you hope to prove in the opportunities these last two games and then this offseason and the next season?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's hard. Like, I feel like I just want to play like for the team, and like I feel like I'm not trying to prove anything to anyone. I just want to go out there and play and make plays. I got to make plays and all that, but that comes every game. So I'm not trying. It's not like I'm trying to prove something extra. I just got to make plays.
What's it been like to be part of
So I'll get you.
part of the culture that's been building with this team, and how you've been able to fit in that way?
Yeah, I think when I get more comfortable with the guys, like able to like just joke around with them more, and like it's really important to be able to do that. I feel like just to know guys, say what's up to them by their name, feel more comfortable. It makes the day more fun, and then practice is like it flows well because you're not too uptight. Like, oh, I wonder what this guy thinks about me, stuff like that. So that's been good with getting close with the other guys.
It's been a long season, man, but I feel like we're treating every week the same regardless of a win or loss. So, we're still excited for the opportunity. Nobody says that we can't win, especially the outsiders. So it's just it's going to be up to us to execute, honestly.
Is it any different, any better than last year at this time where you kind of knew there was going to be change? The record was better, but it was a tough situation last year, 2 games ago. You knew things were, that had to be getting difficult. Is this situation with the kind of the arrow pointing up, for lack of a better word?
Yeah.
Is this any better than that?
I would say so, man. We're seeing a lot of good things on tape. The record may not show, but we have a lot of young guys stepping up, a lot of changes in our defense for the good, for the better. So, I feel like it can only go up from here. Our younger guys are going to come in next year, be on their second year, and now this is our first year in the system. The majority of these guys, and next year it'll be different. Once you do something a couple times, you get better at it eventually.
What was it like? What was last year? What was that? Was that difficult for you guys, but knowing that what was going on, and especially the last two games where you can't make the playoffs? Is that difficult for players, or do you guys just tune in?
I think it can be a little bit difficult, but you want to obviously take advantage of every opportunity you have. So, we're not just giving up. And even last year, we didn't just give up at the end. We did have more wins last year, but, we sort of knew that the change of staff was going to come. But now at this point, we got these last two games left. We can only, leave it all out there, honestly.
How much better is this Detroit team than the one you guys faced about 5 weeks ago?
They're good. Their offensive line is doing good. They got some nice running backs. Goff is doing good also. And I think they've shocked a lot of people this year. So, they're not going to let up on us. And, regardless of it being the end of the season, we're still going to go out there and play our hardest.
Coach Williams was talking about this is going to be a playoff atmosphere, and you guys need to learn what it feels like to play December football, and that starts even now. How does that start now? Like, what are your conversations like heading into this game?
It's really about finishing, honestly. Like he mentioned, we have 2 games left, but we can't give up, and we're not going to lay down. Next year, these games are going to be very important. So, practicing, finishing, and, not letting up, not putting your guard down because of results of the season, that's going to help us in the long run, definitely.
And you just mentioned you're hoping that a year from now, these are games that are meaningful.
Yes, sir.
So what can the benefit be of playing in a couple of games here at the end of the season against 2 teams that are fighting for the playoffs? What do you hope the takeaway is from that as you guys look ahead to hopefully being one of those teams playing for something a year from now?
I really think it's just building a callus, finishing strong, like I said earlier, and we feel the toll on our bodies mentally, physically, even emotionally for some of us, and it's really just about finishing. If we can do it now with the type of season that we've had next year, the season is different. It'll definitely be a different outcome, and like I said, these games are going to matter next year, December. So if we can finish hard this December and push through this pain and everything that we've went through and endured this whole season, then next year, it'll show up when we need it most.
How much do you think about, like a year from now, in where you guys could be, and hoping that the work you put in now pays off then? Is that something like for the younger guys that you talk about, or in this locker room you talk about, like hopefully at this point next year things are going to be entirely different and what we've gone through this year will have been kind of worth it?
Yeah, most definitely. Our rookies, they've been taking phenomenal steps forward. Kyler Gordon, Brisker, all of those guys are taking phenomenal steps forward. So it's really just, telling them, hey, this, it's been a tough season, but we got to finish strong. And next year, they'll be more equipped for it. And it's not just the young guys, it's older guys, me, myself included. So it's, I hate to sound repetitive, but it's really just finishing strong and, knowing that, hey, it does feel, it might be down a little bit. We haven't had the season that we wanted, but next year these games are going to matter. So, just finish strong and don't give up, because if you do give up, next year it could, cost us a playoff appearance, honestly. So it's really going to come down to that, just finishing strong.
What do you see that tells you the foundation is taking shape?
I really see everything that they're coaching is showing up on film, finishing. And, people can say the record isn't what it's supposed to be or this and that, but, we're getting turnovers. The sacks haven't been there, but we're still working on that. We're seeing finishing to the ball, less loafs. It's a mountain of things that we're seeing that's growing, but, with everything, it takes time. So, we're going, like I said, we're going to finish this year strong, and, hopefully next year, we get the ball rolling.
The talk of next year. Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
I want to I want to lower my body fat, and I want a 6-pack. That's my New Year's resolution. Have fun. That's it. Thank y'all.
How did you feel coming back on Sunday or Saturday? I know it wasn't the production you're used to, but just getting back out there.
It felt real good. Just being able to get back out there. It was a long 5 weeks, so being able to get back out there with the guys, it was fun. So.
What do you want want to see this offense do over these next 2 weeks against divisional opponents? Second time seeing them kind of taking that next step before next year.
Really just scoring points, capitalizing off defensive turnovers and, scoring points in the red zone and continuing to do what we do and be productive. So.
Getsy talked about it being a playoff atmosphere, going to Detroit, facing a team that's really fighting for something. What can you guys learn from going through that?
Just learning how to play in a tough environment. It's going to be loud. We've been home the last couple of weeks, so it's going to be a little bit different. But just learn how to play in a tough environment, taking it all in and, not letting the moment be too big.
So much of this season in this locker room is looking towards the future. So if you guys think about like a year from now, hoping to play, meaningful games at the end of the season, what's the value in playing some of them right now? The coaches were talking about, we want to see, it'll be good experience. We want to see you try and win games against teams that are pushing for playoff spot. What's going to be the value for you guys playing the teams that are jockeying for playoff spot as you think about hopefully doing it next year?
I think the value really be from coming from within, just seeing how we finish. Finish down the right way for leading into next year, and I feel like a lot of guys feel the same way. Just putting our best foot forward and trying to come out with some dubs. So.
How important is positive momentum going into an offseason, even for you personally?
It's definitely important. Just you always want to finish out the year right. You always want to start the year off strong. So just being able to do that and capitalize off, playing against two really good teams, especially division teams, is big and important to us. So.